You able to hear me? Hello? Hello? Just confirm me if you are able to hear or not. Hello? Hello? Okay. So many people are not there today, so we will not do the guidance video. Instead of that, we will study the further concepts. Okay. And when I don't know why people are not there today, but if tomorrow everyone is there, then tomorrow we'll have one-on-one session with everyone of how you can, if you want to get placed for whatever CTC plans you have, how you can get placed for that much CTC, what you have to do, which course you have to follow, and all those kind of stuff. I'll tell you. I don't know who is RMP's creativity. Who is this guy or girl? Hello. Who is that person? Just tell me.
Sir, I'm Rahul Patel.
Sorry.
Sir, I'm Rahul.
Okay, so yesterday you had texted. Okay, you only.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So as we do every single day, let's create a new folder. Day 12. Go inside. Create two more folders: course and resources. Okay, perfect. Looks good. So what we will be studying today is, I told you, right, two more data structures we'll have to study. We have explored lots in depth about lists, we have explored lots in depth about strings, we have explored about tuple also. So we will be studying two more data structures, that is sets and dictionary, and then we'll try to compare those all, and then we'll dive deep into some very important concept. I'll explain you all in such a way that you all will not forget, okay? And that is about functions. We have already discussed lots of things about functions. 50 to 70% of the functions is already discussed, okay? So you already know all those kind of stuff: function call, function definition, what exactly it is, types of functions, and all those kind of stuff, how you recognize whether it's a function or not, and all those kind of stuff. But we will see something very interesting today: how do you create your own functions or not. Fine. Okay. So coming back to Ludo and Lily, so Ludo explains Lily that she has learned lots of things till now about lists and all, data structures, why data structures are important. In one video I have explained about that also, why data structures are important, why different types of data structures are available, and all those kind of stuff, by taking that medical shop example, medical shop wala thing. So I hope you know all those kind of stuff. So Ludo is trying to explain Lily few more concepts about data structures, and then he is going to take her to a ride, okay, where he is going to teach her something else. But right now he is going to explain her something else, okay, that is about dictionaries and tuples, dictionaries and sets. Dictionaries and sets, okay, this is a very important concept. So he'll be explaining about, trying to explain her about this, and then he will be going he's going to explain something very important, okay. So let's come back here. Perfect. So what are these? This is nothing but another data structure that is available in Python. What is it? It's a data structure that is available in Python. Data structures means what? It is basically a skeleton in which you can basically store some data. How we have integer. Integer is a type of data structure or data type where you can store only integer values. We have float, where we can store only floating type values. We have list, which is I told you real-time examples of lists. Your kitchen, how it is used, right? And I told you about tuple, I told you about variables and all those kind of stuff, right? So Similarly, we have integer, floating point, and strings and all those kind of stuff, right? To store different kinds of data. If you have to store words, English words, then you will use strings. If you have to store multiple values in a single variable, more values in a single variable, you will be using list. Again, same, if you want to store more values in a single variable, you can use tuple also. But there is a difference between list and tuple. I told you, right? Two differences. List is actually tuple is actually a cousin brother of list, but only two differences are there. The way they are represented, that is the brackets, and the second one is basically I have already told that it is immutable. Okay, very important point. So similarly, we are learning some more data structures so that you can store some complex kind of data inside the variable. Okay, how we can store multiple values using a list, right? Something is there dictionary where you can store some very weird different kind of data inside this. Okay, but this is a very important data structure. You will use this lot many times. I mean lot many times. Okay, so how does it is represented first of all? Representation. Can you tell me how lists are represented using which brackets? How lists and how tuples are represented? You have learned no, this is how?
Square.
And tuple?
Right.
Which one? Which one you said?
Tuple is the same.
Tuple is the same, no? If it is same, then how will you differentiate whether it's a list or whether it's a tuple? It cannot be same.
Parenthesis.
No. These brackets. These are not called parentheses. Okay. So sorry. Aditya, I'm very sorry. These are you are right. These are called as parentheses itself. These are called as flower brackets. Okay. I'm sorry. You are right. Okay. So parentheses. Fine. So similarly, representation for dictionary is using these brackets, which are flower brackets. Very simple. Okay. So question would be, what kind of data you store here inside this? What kind of data you store inside this? There is a special type of data which you store inside this. There is something special type of data which you store inside this, which is in the form of data which is in the form of keys and values. This is very important. Keys and values. So your question, next question should be what is this actually key and value? Okay. Keys are value. Key. So let's try to understand first of all what is key. Key is nothing but a string. Okay. And what is value then? Value is any data type. Any other data type. Other data type. That can be anything. When I say any, it is anything. Okay, it can be integer, it can be char, it can be float, it can be a list also, because list is also a data type or a data structure. It can be a tuple. It can be a dictionary also, because dictionary is also a data type, right? So it can be a dictionary also, and it can be set also, which we are going to study afterwards. So anything. It can be anything. Any data type that is available in Python, value can be any of that. Anything can be value, but key will remain always a string. Okay, so so still it might be not clear. So you might ask me, can you show me some things like which will help me to understand this more better way? For now, what you should understand is what is dictionary. Dictionary is actually a data structure that is available. It is represented using these brackets, which is flower brackets. And what type of data you store inside this? Like you may tell that list is used when you want to store multiple values. Integer is used to store only when you have integer values or numbers which are not having floating points. Then float data type or data structure is used if you want to store decimal values. So what kind of values do we actually store inside a dictionary then? So that is what I am trying to tell you. We store a special type of values which are called as keys and values. To understand keys and values, you should ask me first of all what is key and what is value. So I told you, right? Key is actually a string and value can be anything. So if you notice that dictionary is actually a combination of all the data structures which we have studied before. Okay, it is represented something like this. If you ask me to give example, okay, you can store name something like this. Like you can store name is string, right? So you can store something like this. name is equal to string, very simple, something like this you can store name, name is equal to, let's say, Gautam, something like this you can store. So this is a string which is stored inside the variable name. If you want to store this in dictionary, right, you could have done something like this. You could have created the flower bracket first of all, then you could have written a key. In double quotes you should write a key because I told key is a string. This is actually called as key. You should write first of all key, then you should put these two brackets, two colon, and then you should put value. This is how you write inside a dictionary. Okay, so you can write key whatever you want. It's your choice. Like this is anything. You can write it anything you want, but it should be a string. Always a string. And value can be whatever I told you, right? It can be any other data type. So name can be like maybe Gautam because I can write a string here. Okay, so you can store maybe something else. Like let's say if you want to store a number, you would store something like this. Number. This is a key, and keys are always strings. I told you, and number is an integer, right? So you can store integer value like this. Something like this. Very simple. If you want to store a list, let's say if you want to store a set of roll numbers, so you can store something like this. Roll numbers. This is a string, and then I told you that roll numbers is not one, right? If you want to store a set of 5 roll numbers, then you should use a list or an array, right? So maybe 20, maybe 21, 28, 35, 99, like this. This is how dictionaries will come into the picture. Okay, a special type of values you are trying to store inside this, which is actually key and value. So what is dictionary? Dictionary is actually a data structure that is available in Python. It is also called as an object in some other languages like JavaScript and all. Same thing. Okay, same dictionary is also called as an object in other languages. You can store also a function here. You can store whatever you want there. Like this value can be anything. So in other languages it is also called as an object like JavaScript and all, but it is called dictionary in Python. Okay, so I'll tell you more about what is JSON also afterwards, which looks similar here like this itself. What exactly is JSON and all, when we will try to build some projects of making a request to some API and all, the time I'll explain you about that one. Okay, but right now what to understand is dictionaries are some value is basically a data structure which stores the data in the form of keys and values. Very special keys and values because it is something completely different from what you have studied till now. Like you have studied lists, you have studied strings, you have studied integer, char, float, you have studied tuple. But this is something which is completely weird, right? Which is something a little bit different than others. So let me write some code and show it now. Okay, just 1 minute. Anyone who went to LeetCode yesterday and created an account? Anyone who has created an account on LeetCode? Okay, fine, great. Try a simplest question there and try to see if you are able to execute it or not. If you face any difficulties in executing, then you can ask. Let me create a file. dictionary.py. Fine. Okay. Let's create a new file. These all things we have already discussed. So let me not discuss all about this right now. Fine. My laptop is running slow, I feel. Okay, fine. So let me say that you want to store something. Let me give you a problem. Store all family members member names in a variable. This is one way to do it. Okay, so so I am telling you to solve a problem, that is you have to store all your family member names in a variable. So you might say what type of data structure you might use till now? Tell me. To store this, what you will use? Which data structure? List. Very simple. So you might say my family is basically equal to a list which is maybe like my name, maybe my dad name, my mom name, and my sister name, or whoever is there in your family. Okay, so you might store something like this, and this is nothing much new for you. Like we have done this so many times. Very simple, right? And if you ask it to print family members, print family, come on, print family. Let's do it. Python py, and you got perfect. Looks good. You got all the family member names. Now I have written this program, so I know that it's me who is Gautam, it's my father who is Shivaji, it's my mother who is Shobha, and it's my sister who is Sejal. Okay, but who is there here? Okay, Snehal, can you tell me without if I would have not told you, okay, that she is my mother, she is my father, and all those kind of stuff, would you understand that from that list of all the family members' names which I have given in the list, who is actually the mother and who is the father, who is the sister, and who is me? Will you understand?
No.
Huh? Hello? Snell, you are not audible. My question is very simple. No. My question is very simple. See, will you understand who is actually my sister, who is actually my father by seeing these names? I know that these all are my family members. Yes, I will agree. But actually, who is that person who is father? Who is me? Who is my sister from this all four? How will you understand? Okay. So if you want to store this in more better way, okay, then you use a dictionary. How dictionary will help you there? I can store a key as well as value there in dictionary. So I can create a dictionary. Family. Whenever you would like to store more information about values, okay, what I have stored here exactly? Just see here what I have stored. I have stored only the values of my family members, right? All the family member names, those are all strings, right? So I have stored the values or strings of names of all my family members. But if you want to give more extra information to this, that who is actually what, if you want to give a key to every name, then you could use dictionaries. That time you could use dictionaries. If you want to give more meaning or more extra information about what value you are storing, for example, I can say son, key, whatever name you want to give, key you can give, but I told you it should be a string, and value can be Gautam. Very simple. Now if you want to write multiple key value pairs, you should separate by comma. Maybe you might say daughter, and daughter is maybe Sejal, something like this. Maybe you might say father, something like this. Now you just look at this, okay, and now I will try to print family. Same thing, what I have done before. Whenever you see these brackets now, you should understand that first of all, these brackets indicate that it's a dictionary. Okay, but see here, we are trying to store the same information. What we are trying to store? We are trying to store all the family member names. But what's the difference? Dictionary is giving us more clear idea about what values we are trying to store inside the variables. Okay, so any time if you want to store values in the form of keys and values, along with that value you want to give some key. This is called as key, this is called as value. So if you want to give some key along with the value, then you use dictionaries, data structure. Very important to understand is that value can be anything. Value may be another dictionary also here. Value can be another dictionary also. And this dictionary might have some other keys like numbers, and maybe it is having a value as list. Something like this. This is also possible. So what I am trying to tell you is value of a dictionary can be anything. It can be a list, it can be a tuple, it can be whatever you want. Okay, but whenever you create a dictionary, it should have compulsory keys values, keys values, keys values, key values. Very simple. Okay, so if you want to print only the keys of this, you would use family.keys function, you will call. That's it. It is saying that it's a dictionary. Dict keys. What it is saying is it's a list. Seeing these brackets, you will understand. It's a list. So if you want to print only values, you would print like this, only values. Now what if you want to delete or add some things from this dictionary? Okay, what I would do is remove or add a element in the dictionary. How to add a key in the dictionary? One more extra key. How to add element in dictionary? What you can do is the dictionary, whatever dictionary is there, you can in square brackets you can write an extra key, like maybe grandfather. If you want to add grandfather, yes, and maybe something like this. Now, what it basically means, family is the dictionary and keys are used to basically, keys are represented in the square brackets, and then you write the value on the other side. So what it will do, inside this dictionary, it will create one more key here with this key and this value. If you want to check, let's print NC family now. Print family. See here, it has added one more key here. There are some lots of functions also that are available on family. Like you can see, do keys, get function is available. You can use keys function, you can use values function. I told you, you can use update function if you want to update. If you want to clear all the dictionary, you can use clear function. Clear means it will completely empty the dictionary. If you want to remove some keys, pop item is there, pop is there. So these are all some of the functions. Set default is another important function that is available. Set default. If you want to know what it basically does, you just scroll here, okay? Just hover over here and you will get this thing. Okay, so I'll tell you about this, wait, 1 minute. So you must be having one question, that you told us lots of functions, right? In list also, you told lots of functions. So you can imagine that Lily is asking this question to Ludo, that you told me lots of functions in list also, that there is copy function, there is count function in strings, there is replace function, there was so many functions, is x functions and all those kind of stuff. Question is, Lily is asking Ludo, okay, who told you these all functions are there? Who told you? You are telling me, okay, that's completely fine. I am telling you all, that's completely fine. But who told me that all these functions are there? Who told me all these functions are there? That guy is called as documentation. Anyone who knows more than you is actually learning from documentation. Yeah, I will agree that they must have already watched some videos also from YouTube, okay? But the person who has created that YouTube video, even he is learning from somewhere which is called as documentation. Everything will be there inside this documentation. So what is this documentation? Documentation, you can think it like this, okay? So it's like a textbook, or you must have seen manual, right, for your labs. It's like a manual for your lab in which everything is written, like which is the experiment, how to perform it, what are the aim for that, what is the apparatus you will require for it, what all materials you will have to use it, how the code you will have to write it. Everything is mentioned inside this manual. If you have bought a mobile phone, right? You have bought a mobile phone anytime, right? Mobile phone comes with a manual. And in that manual, every mobile phone or every device you want to go and buy some good device, not only mobile phone, go and buy some good earpods, okay? You will get a manual along with that. What is the use of that manual? Can someone tell me what is the use of that manual?
How to use, what are the features?
Yes, very important. How to use, what are the features, everything is mentioned inside that. Why they have mentioned? Because if they could have not given you manual, let's say, okay, then let's assume that there is no internet. there is no internet in your home or in your locality, and you don't have anything where you can go and watch YouTube videos, and you brought earpods. Let's say I brought this one, noise. So you brought this earpods, noise, okay, noise air, I think this is something like that. So let's say you brought this guy, okay, this guy, okay, I brought this one. So let's say you brought this guy, and I don't have internet connection, I don't know how to use it, I don't know how to connect this one to my this is however very simple, but imagine like there are complex instruments which you might buy. There are some machines which you might buy, okay, industries will buy some good machines and all. You don't know how to use it, what to do, whom you will ask. There is no internet connection also, you have to go and watch some video on YouTube, right? So every product that is manufactured, right, by any company, they will provide you a documentation manual in which it will be clearly mentioned, explained that these features are there, and these buttons are there on this, and this is how to use it. If you do a single tap on this, that this will happen. If you do double tap on this, and this will happen. Then if you want to connect it, this is how you have to connect it. This is the place where you have a button. All these kind of things, all the information about this product will be mentioned inside the manual. What are the safety measures of using it? What might happen if you do it like that and all. Similarly, every programming language, whoever has created it, okay, he will write a manual for it. That is called as documentation. He will write a manual for it where he will mention if you want to use strings, these are some of the data types that are available inside this language. These are some of the data structures that are available inside this language. And if you are using this data structures, these are some of the functions that that are available, inbuilt functions that are available inside this language. For example, push, for example, pop, for example, copy, replace, is X functions, for example, slice function, split function, strip function, left, justify right, all those kind of functions which I have told you. Who told me? The person who has created the language has written a manual, he has written a documentation for it, and I read it and I will understand, I understood it. So one caution, very important point to remember here, that you don't understand at once. Remember this, okay, don't be discouraged. I am telling you itself, starting itself, you don't understand after reading the manual. You don't understand at once. You will never understand this. Rarely you might understand it, but I am sure that you will never understand by reading the manual once or the documentation once. So everything what you want to use as a software, everything comes with a manual or a documentation. So the answer, the most important answer for this question, what is the secret of, from where did you learn all these things, from where did you got to know all these things are available inside this language? It's from this guy, documentation. How to access this documentation? I will tell you. But you understand, first of all, create a mindset that you don't understand at once. If you want to learn more, if you want your knowledge to be more than others, I strongly recommend you all to always read this. Always go and read documentation. I strongly recommend you all to go and read documentation. Because no one can create a course where he can explain everything that is mentioned inside documentation. There are lots of things which you will have to learn on your own. There is no course in this whole world, and never it will be ever created also where he can explain everything. Because if he decides to explain everything that is there inside documentation, it might take his whole life to explain only Python. Because Python is so much big. So there will never be such course anywhere. So what I can do is only I can show you a path that whatever I have not thought also, that how you can learn it on your own. And tomorrow if you land up in some situations, land up in some problems, if you want to do some project, then how to search, where to go and search, that I can tell you all. If you want to learn more about this, from where you can learn, that I can tell you all. How to read documentation, I can tell you all. The whole source of knowledge, from where that language is emerging out. But very important, you should understand first that you never understand document once. So don't give up. Don't give up. It's okay. It's completely okay. Forgive yourself for that. It's okay if you don't understand documentation once. Don't discourage yourself saying that I am not understanding this guy. It's okay. It happens with everyone. It happens with me also. Even till now, I don't understand sometimes documentation. Some documentation which are I really don't understand. I will have to read it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and that time some things make sense. You notice one thing. You go and watch the same movie twice. You go and watch the same movie thrice, you will learn every time something new. I am 100% sure about this thing. Just do one thing, okay? Go and watch the same serial or go and watch the same episode, go and watch the same movie 2 or 3 times. Every time you are going to watch it, every time you are going to learn something new. So what my point is, don't give up in reading documentation if you don't understand it. You will not understand it the first time. You will have to read it 2 times, 3 times, and that time you are going to understand it. So how to actually go out, where is documentation there? Manual will not be given as a hard copy for you, you will have to go and search on internet. So you will have to go and type Python, if you want to learn Python documentation. D-O-C-U-M-E-N-T, Python documentation, hit enter. As soon as you get that, you will get first page that itself. Every time you will get first link of documentation itself. If you type this word Python documentation, or whichever language you want to learn, or whichever software you want to learn, that documentation. If you type, just click on this first link. 3.10.2 is the version which is, and this is the version of this is documentation is of this Python version. And I think you all are using 3.10 itself. You are using 3.10 version itself. You all are using like that version itself. I am sure about that. Everything is mentioned here. What's new in Python 3.10, tutorial if you want to learn, let's go and check tutorial if you want to start here. Python is very easy to learn, powerful programming language, very efficient, high level data structures are available inside it, and simple yet effective approach to object oriented programming is available inside it. Elegant syntax is there, dynamic typing is there. You know what is dynamic typing, right? Dynamic typing is the only reason why we don't write data types in Python, because it's dynamically figure out. Dynamic typing is there. It is interpreted, all these things written here. Python interpreter is easily extended with new functions and data types implemented in C or other languages. So you will not understand one time, so it's okay, I am telling. Forgive yourself for that. What I would like to learn now, I don't know, let's say I don't know anything about dictionary. I want to go and learn about dictionary. What this dictionary is, how to learn, from where to learn. Go, you will find here, see here. Dictionary is there here. Check. See, another useful data type built in Python is dictionaries. Dictionaries are something that can be found in other languages as associative memories, associative arrays. Unlike sequences which are indexed by the range of numbers, dictionaries are indexed by keys, which can be any immutable type. Key can be any immutable type. Okay, so you can just read about all this kind of stuff if you want to. You can use lists as keys. You can't use list as keys, okay? Since list can be modified. You will always be using string as key, okay? We have already figured out this, right? I have already told you about that. The key should be always immutable, and list strings are immutable. You already know it. This is how you store it values. Whatever you want to store, you can store it. If you want to delete some key, you can use the delete key, but everything is going to remain same what we have learned. If you want to sort, performing list on a dictionary returns a list of all the keys. See, everything is mentioned. If you want to delete, you will have to delete it like this. So from where am I learning? Actually, go and see on documentation. You will learn everything. If you want to delete it, let's say family of grandfather, family, how to delete it, how to write it also is written here. See here, delete keyword. See here, it is also possible to delete the key value here with the delete keyword. How to write it here? It is written del. Then write the key, the dictionary name. This is the del is the dictionary name. See here, this is the dictionary, and then they have given the key name. This is the key name. This is what they are trying to delete. You can check, like you can use in and on operator also. Not operator. We have already seen in and not operator, right? If this key is there in this or not, they are checking. See here, if Gudo is there in tell or not. Very simple. It is returning true because Gudo might be there here. They have added Gudo. This is how you add any key. This is how you create a dictionary. This is how you add one more element inside the dictionary. Key and value. This is the key. This is the value. This is how you delete it. If you want to sort it, you can write like this. Sorted of del. So it will actually return here. It is actually returning a list with all the words maybe sorted. I think you can check in and not operator. Check whether the key is there in dictionary or not using in operator and all. Matlab, all these things is possible, and where you will learn here looping techniques. How do you use iterate over a dictionary? This is the dictionary. Nights is the dictionary. Then you should use for k, y is the variable names in nights. That is the dictionary name. Dot items. And what is this k and y going to hold? They have told here print k and y. And if you print K and Y's here, what it has printed? It has printed Ghaziabad, the Pune. It has printed Robin, the Brave. So what it is printing? K, print K, they have told here. Print K means what it is printing? Keys. These are keys. And V means what it is printing? These values. So K and V is actually printing keys and values inside the dictionary. So very simple. From where you are going to learn? That also I have told you. See here, to loop over a sequence in sorted order, use the sorted function which returns a new sorted list while leaving the source unaltered. This is a list for I in sorted of basket, print I. It has sorted all the things in alphabetical order. There is a function which is reversed also, to loop over a sequence in reverse. You can use a reverse function also. So lots of stuff which you can learn from there. This is how you delete it. Delete a key and value from dictionary. Very simple. This is the way you do it. This is the way you add any key and value inside a dictionary. Is this clear what I am trying to tell you? Is it clear what I am trying to tell you? Hello? Are you able to hear me or not?
Yes.
For key comma value in family dot items, you should write items is actually a function, okay, which will return these two things, key and value. Print key comma value. Let's print and see. See here, it is printing key, value, key, value, key, value, key, value, whatever is there inside the dictionary. Why did not print grandfather? Because we added grandfather here, again deleted grandfather here. So it is not going to print that. Is this clear? I hope dictionary is very simple. You understood when you use dictionaries, what is the source where you can go and learn, find these all things and all. It's damn very simple. If this is clear, then let's learn about sets in Python. Again, let's go and explore it. I am teaching you actually the way to learn. Okay, so because if I tell you some functions, you might remember it inside your head, but you will never learn something new. So it's very important first of all to learn how to learn. I am teaching you how to learn. Go and search. You can use in and on operator and all those kind of stuff I have already told you. Let's go and check what is sets. Sets is here. Let's go and click on this one, sets. Python also includes a data type which is called as sets. Set is an unordered collection with no duplicate elements. Let's very important points. Let's write this first of all. Sets, first important point, unordered. Second one, no duplicates will be stored in sets. No duplicate elements will be stored in sets. Sets are represented again using these brackets. Same flower brackets it is used to represent. How did I understand that? See here. It must be written here. Yeah. Like this. Curly brackets curly brackets. Or it can be used like this. You can write this set keyword and it will create a set. Set function can be also used to create sets. To create an empty set, you have to use either this, not this. Okay, fine. So what important point they are telling is, sets can be also created using like this. To create empty sets, to create a empty set, you have to use set function like this. Okay, so if you say, let's say, my new set, if you want to create a new set, what is this new set? What is this set exactly? Set is another data structure that is available in Python, which is used to store unique values. If you don't want to store any duplicate values inside any data structure, then you can make it a set, you can store it inside a set, because set will by default itself not allowed to store duplicate values. What you can store inside sets, it is actually same cut copy paste like list. You can store multiple values inside a set. Only difference is that list can store same values again and again. List can store duplicate values, sets will not be able to store duplicate values, and sets are unordered, lists are ordered. What is the meaning of ordered and unordered? When I say it is ordered, that means that is you can do indexing on it. You can have indexing on it. Because it is in order 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, some order is maintained. So I can write in a list of 0, list of 1 because order is there. But if no order, unordered means what? No indexing. Unordered means no indexing is available. Because randomly it is stored however you want. No indexing will be maintained on it. Okay, if you want to create an empty set, you will not be using only these brackets they are saying. You should not use these brackets. If you want to create an empty set, you will be using the set function. If you want to create a set which is having some values, then you can do like this. Set a name, and this is the values you are storing. Now notice it is exactly same as list. What's the difference? How they are representing it? Lists were represented using square brackets. Sets are represented using flower brackets. 1 point. Second point, lists were ordered, sets are unordered. Third point, list can store duplicate values, but set can never store duplicate values. No duplicate values are allowed. See here they have tried to store duplicate values, but see here, if you do print basket, it has printed only this much. Show that duplicate values will be removed automatically. See here, apples are removed, duplicate apple is removed from here. It is showing that, and see here, order is not maintained. Apple was added here first, here apple came at the last, random order is there. This means that sets are unordered and they don't store duplicate values. You can check, use all those same things which we have learned. Nothing is going to change. All those functions which we have learned, all those in not operators we have learned, everything remains same. See here how to do it. They have told. Demonstrate set operations on unique letters from 2 words. Okay, they have created 2 sets. See here. This is set 1. This is how you can create a set. Another way to do it. One way to do it is like this. But if you want to create an empty set, you should always use this set method. Why? Why is it like that? Why when you create an empty set, you should basically not use like this. If you use like this, that basically means that maybe for dictionary also you write it like this itself. How to differentiate whether it's a dictionary now, empty dictionary. Let's say if you want to create an empty dictionary. How to create an empty dictionary? If you want to create an empty dictionary, you will write like this. My dictionary, name, whatever you want to give, and like this. And for set also, if you write the same thing, how will it understand whether it's a dictionary or a set? First of all, Python will be confused whether this is a dictionary or this is a set. So what they are telling is, if you want to create an empty set, if you want to create an empty dictionary, no values are there, should be there inside the dictionary. Maybe you are thinking to add afterwards in the program, and starting you are just creating empty dictionary and keeping. That time you can use this syntax if you want to create an empty dictionary. But if you want to actually create an empty set, you cannot do like this. If you do like this, it will think that it's not a set, it's a dictionary. You should use this syntax. Right, like this, leave it empty. Okay, if I just print type of my set, if I just print my type new set, type, see here, class set. Why class is word is coming, I told you I will explain you in OOPS concepts, not now. I think this is very simple. You can add all those values, unique letters in A, see here, unique letters, all those unique letters, only those have been printed and remaining all values have been deleted from that. Nice, looks good. That's it, very simple about sets. Very important point to remember about sets is it will never store duplicate values. That's it. Okay, so you can do lots of stuff like this. You may store lots of stuff inside this. Let me do like this. Let me do my except is basically equal to maybe something like this, or let's say starting itself I want to store some values inside this. Maybe like this. Now, if I store the values key and value here, if I store some key and if I store some value, Python will automatically think that this is a dictionary. But if I store only single values, like how do I do it in list? Maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this if I do, Python will understand that it's a set. It's not a dictionary, it's a set. See here, it's printing that. Let's print as a duplicate. Whether it will store duplicate? It will never print duplicate because I told you that's the nature of that set. This is a data structure that is used to store only unique values. Very important. Same like Python. Same like list, sorry, not Python. If you want to store empty set, if you want to create an empty set, always use like this. Use this one and not empty brackets. Why? Because it will get confused. It will treat it as dictionary. Very simple. Is set clear? Come on, tell me fast.
Yeah.
Is it difficult? Do you understand or no? Come on, fast. Come on, is it difficult? You are understanding? No. Tell me something. Why are you not speaking today? Any problems? All tired or what after college?
Yes.
So you're doing all anger on me by not replying. Nice. Someone's revenge you're putting on someone else. I was just kidding, okay? Don't take me seriously. Fine. So we should do the comparison or we should take some break.
You can carry on.
Okay. All are okay with that?
Yes.
Fine. So you understood when to use exactly dictionary? When you can think, you can imagine like when you want to be using dictionary, when you have to store keys and values. If anyone told you that I want to store some values, man, inside some data structure, but I want those values to be always unique. By chance, if I add some duplicate values also, please don't allow to store duplicate values. Which data structure you will be using that time?
Set.
Set. Very simple. What's the need of data structure? Because we have so many different kinds of data. We actually try to store it. I have told explained this by taking that medical shop or thing. Why do you need actually a data structure? Different types of data structures that are available in Python. Now let's do some comparison on this. Let's write list. Let's write tuple. Here, let's see who wins. Everyone has their own places, okay? When to use which. It's not that this is good, this is bad, and all those kind of stuff. First of all, let's do representation. Come on, tell me. How do you represent list? You already told something like this. Tuple, very simple, something like this. Dictionary, very simple, something like this. Even sets, something like this. Same, but empty sets should be always created with the help of set keyword like this, calling the set function. Empty. Don't get confused between this and this here. Okay? So inside list you can store any data type. How do you store actually some values? You can store any data type values. So whatever you want. Here also you can store whatever you want. So I just write like this. Tuple also, you can store whatever you want, right? You can store strings, you can store maybe list, you can store integer, you can store float, characters, whatever you want. Here it is special. You will store in the form of keys and values. Keys and values. And sets again any data type. Any data type, it can be stored similar to list. Any data type value can be stored. Here also any data type value can be stored. Tuple. Tell me what is the difference between list and tuple? Hello? What is the difference between list and tuple? Come on, fast.
Tuple are immutable.
Tuple are immutable. Very, very, very important point. Mutability. Mutability. What is mutability? Already explained for you properly. List, whatever you are storing in list is actually mutable. M-U-T-A-B-L, mutable. That means we can reassign it, reassign the value to something else. We can change the value at any point, at any given point. Tuples are immutable, but that's the biggest difference between list and tuple. If anyone asks you what is the biggest difference between list and tuple, they are, I have told you, right? These are all cousin brothers. These are both are brothers of each other. And you can see set is a sister of these two. So, these two are brothers. This is a sister of these two brothers. But this guy is something different, out of family, out of box. This guy is out of box itself because it stores itself values in some unique way which no one has done till now. Even list was not storing it like that. Even tuple was not storing it like that. Even set was not storing it like that. And if you notice one thing, list, tuple, and set all are storing values in almost same format. Almost same. Only the bracket is changing, like how representation is changing. See, even here you will store example, like let's talk about mutability first of all. Lists are mutable, tuple is immutable. Dictionaries, tell me about dictionaries, and tell me about sets. Sets are mutable or immutable? Go here. Here it has been properly, I think, mentioned. Data structures which are unordered collection, which has no duplicate elements, basic uses, eliminating duplicate entries, all this kind of stuff. Immutable, right? So let's check whether it is immutable or mutable. I think it is immutable. There is no question of reassigning itself. I can use methods like it is saying like add. If you just do dot, it will give you a list of all the functions that are available on this. My new set dot. See here, you can do update, you can remove, you can add some value inside this, you can clear the whole and make it empty, you can copy, lots of stuff. You can do intersection and all those kind of stuff. It's like your union operations. Intersection is super pop, lots of stuff which you can do. You can just union, you can do all those kind of stuff. Okay, that's not what we want to do right now, but you cannot do like this. Of 0 is maybe equals to 1. My set of 0, that means this element I am making it to maybe 10. I think I cannot do this. Why I cannot do this? Type errors here. Assignment is not supported only for this. Assignment is not supported means what? It is immutable. Immutable. Dictionaries are mutable. You can reassign the values in dictionaries. I'll just show you if you want. See here. Let's say we have this dictionary. This dictionary is there. I want to rechange my son name from Gautam to something else. So I can do family of son. We say the word as of. Okay, write the key name here. As it is the way of written the key here. Family of son in square brackets. Family of son. We have to reassign it to something else. Maybe Patil, something like this. If you want to do it, it will work. You are not printing it. It has not given any error. But it will work. Yes, it has worked. See here, son is modified to Patil now. That means lists are dictionaries are mutable or immutable. Dictionaries are mutable or immutable. Mutable, very simple. Why? Because assignment operator is supported. No, you can put equal to and you can reassign, change the value. of whatever you have assigned before. That means it is mutable. Order. Lists are ordered or not in order? Unordered. Lists are, so what, how to remember this mutability? See here, lists 2 are mutable, 4 popular data structures are available in Python, okay, out of which 2 are brother. Which are 2 brother? Brother means one is list and one is tuple is brother, and their sister is set, and dictionary is out of box itself, some out of family member, okay. So this list and tuple you already know, lists are mutable. What is the biggest difference between list and tuple? You know that it is one difference is that the way the representation is flower brackets and parentheses. And second biggest difference, when I was teaching you tuple, that time itself I have told these both are exactly same. Cut, copy, paste, every function will work like that. Everything you can do, all those methods will work. What is the difference then? Only two differences between these two, because they are brothers. The way they look. The way they look means what? One is looking in square brackets, one is represented using curly brackets, parentheses. And another difference, mutability, very important. One is mutable, one is immutable. Now tell me, order is there here or no? Lists are in order or not?
Yes.
Yes. Tuples are in order or not?
Yes.
Tuples are in order or not? Yes. Why yes? Because I told you there is only 2 differences between list and tuple, exactly same. What are those 2 differences already told? Exactly same, everything is same. Only these 2 differences are there. Why they are ordered? How you can prove me that it is ordered? You just do create a tuple and then write tuple of 0. It will print 0 in index, whatever value is there, that will print. Indexing is there in it. Order is nothing but I can just say here indexing. Indexing is there. Will indexing work in list? Yes, it will work. We have already done it. Will it work in tuple? Yes, it will work. We have already done it and seen also. In tuple also it will work. In dictionary, is indexing there in dictionary or is order there in dictionary? Come on fast. Is dictionary ordered or unordered? See here. Dictionaries. What is written here? They are unordered according to me. Where is it? Where is it written? Dictionaries, which are immutable, unordered. Come on, where is the word unordered? Dictionaries are associative, unlike sequences which are indexed by range of values. Dictionaries are indexed by keys, which are immutable, type strings, and all these things are there. Fine. The best thing to do dictionary is keyword pairs and all this kind of stuff. Keyword lists these things. Then the main operations on a dictionary are storing values, accepting all this kind of stuff. You don't know, just go and just cross verify. Dictionary in Python, ordered or unordered. Dictionaries in Python are unordered. As I told you, it is actually unordered. You might feel that it is maintaining the order, but sometimes it might not. Okay, so dictionaries are unordered because there is no indexing. Whenever you see that there is indexing, right, from indexing will start from 0 to n minus 1. If indexing is there, then ordering has to be there. Ordering will be always maintained if indexing is there. But if indexing is not there, then order will not be there. There will be unordered. So in dictionary there is no indexing. Have you saw? Have we used dictionary of 0? Dictionary of 0 will give error because there is no indexing only in dictionary. If you want to access any value inside a dictionary, you should access it with the help of keys. See here. If you want to, you have this dictionary. I want to print only my mother's name. What I will do is I will say print. If I say family, it will print whole family. If I want to print only mother, I should write dictionary of key name. dictionary of key name is mother. Now it will print only my mother name. See here. This is how you can print, access all the values that are available inside dictionary with the help of keys. If you don't have key, then you will not be able to access the value inside a dictionary. You access any value that is present inside a dictionary with the help of keys. How? You should write first of all dictionary name, dictionary of key name, that's it, and it will print value. You cannot do something like this. It will throw error. Dictionary of one, family of one, it will throw error. See here, key error, because keys are not available in dictionary. What you are giving keys? Sorry, index is not available only in dictionary. What you are giving keys? Indexes. Keys are available in dictionary, so you can give keys, but you cannot give this one. You cannot give indexes in dictionary. Is it clear? Is it clear or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Set. Come on, tell me about set. Indexing is available in set or no, first of all?
No.
No, not available. If indexing is not available, can there be order maintained?
No.
No. Very simple. Yes, sister. So she is little bit opposite in terms of brother. These two brothers are mutable and all those kind of stuff is there. Mutable, immutable I have written here. Okay. Immutable. These two sisters, I think this brother and this brother are a little bit related because they are both immutable. Why they immutable? How do you understand whether it is immutable or not? You cannot reassign the values in a list. How am I understanding whether I cannot reassign it or not? See here, when there is no indexing only, how will you reassign it? In sets there is no indexing only maintained, how will you reassign it? There is no question of reassigning only. That will come into picture. Did you get this point? Did you understand?
Yes.
Uniqueness. Will list store unique values, duplicate values? Will it store unique values?
Yes.
List will store unique values. Come on. Revisit. List. You're sure list will store unique values? Only unique values. You cannot store duplicate values inside a list. Who told you? I can. Do you feel I cannot store these values inside a list? This I can store or no? It will give error or it will print?
It will print.
Then how come these are unique? These are not unique. You cannot store. Unique values you cannot store in list. In tuple, let's see. In tuple you can do or no? Come on fast. In tuple you can store all unique values or no? चलो guess तो मारो. मार लो भी guess. Let's see कितना तुक्का सही, तुक्का एटलीस्ट सही होता है कि नहीं. You can store or no? You are answering, you are not answering, tell me, so that I at least understand. You know, you don't know.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Aditya. You are a real savior for me. Only uniqueness, only unique values you cannot store. Here also same things are there. These two are brothers. Exactly same things are there. Only two differences. That two differences we have already written also here. Immutable and this one. Again no differences there. You cannot store unique values. Only unique values there. It will store duplicate values. Dictionary also will store duplicate values. Dictionary will store duplicate values, but keys are always unique. Okay. Values can be duplicate, but I just write here. Keys are always unique. Keys cannot be duplicate. Keys are always unique. Values can be duplicate. Values can be duplicate. Yes, they can be duplicate. But keys will be always remaining unique in dictionaries. Because you will be using keys itself to print the values. And if two keys only are same, then how will it understand which value to print? So keys will always be remaining unique. Values might not be remaining unique. It might be same, different, but keys should always remain unique. Sets, come on, tell me at least about sets now you have learned. Come on, sets.
Yes.
Yes, this is the only one which stores unique values. But biggest drawback is that no order is there, no indexing is there. So you can add elements, you can delete elements with the help of add method, remove method, all those kind of stuff you can do. But you don't have indexing, the biggest disadvantage of set. You don't have indexing itself in set. That means no order only is maintained. You remember now how difficult is it to access the values of a list. You will have to iterate over everything and check because there is no indexing. You have learned what is the need of indexing and why indexing is actually required, which makes things faster to access the elements. Here no order is there in list set. That means no order is there, that means no indexing is there, no indexing is there, that means they are immutable in nature. Is this clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Perfect. I hope you know now when to use list, when to use tuple, when to use dictionary, when to use set. These are 4 options available to store data. When to use which, that completely depends upon your circumstance, what you want to store. What you want to store, based upon that I can tell you when to use which, and we have already discussed about this. When to use set, when to use dictionary. Tuples and lists are same, so whenever you store multiple values you can use them. But only difference is mutability or immutability. If you are thinking of reassigning those values somewhere afterwards, then I would prefer saying that you should use always list. If you are thinking that those are going to be static values, like constant values, if I decide some 5 roll numbers at the starting, I am never going to change those roll numbers afterwards in the program, then which is the best data structure you can use? Come on, which you can use? I have defined some roll numbers at the starting, 5 roll numbers, and those are going to be static, constant, they are not going to change afterwards. Which I can use?
Sets.
Sets, yes, sets also can be used. But usually you will see in lots of AI, machine learning programs and all those kind of stuff, you will be seeing people using tuples. Okay, because the best way to store static data or constant data is tuples. You can use tuples to store because they are immutable in nature, right? They are not going to change. What you told is also right because set is also immutable, so you can use set also. That is also not an issue. But you will find lots of people using sets and all, especially when you are creating kernels and all, some size matrix you are creating and you want to move that matrix. I am not sure whether you know those things or not, all or not, but kernels and all are there, which is used in computer vision and machine learning related to image processing work and all. The time you will see they are using tuples or sets. Tuples or sets. Why they are using tuples or sets? Immutable. Because those some values are static and you are not going to change it. So better to use tuples, right? But better to use this one, sets or tuples. In that also, if you want to store only unique values and you don't want to ever store any duplicate value, then which is compulsion which you will be using. That data structure itself you will have to use. Set. But anytime if you want to basically maybe store something else where there might be some duplicate values, then you will not be using set. Please don't use set if you want to store some duplicate values. if you are thinking that some duplicate values might be there inside this, please don't use set. You will always be using favorite tuples itself. Okay. Let's see how much you have understood. Test. Let's test. Let's say I give you some questions. I want to store some USN numbers, maybe some 10 USN numbers. Which is the best data structure which you can choose to do this? I am not going to update those USNs and all afterwards. I am not going to do that. Those are like one time if I set those USNs, those are fixed. Which is the best one, you tell me?
Sets.
Set. Why set?
Duplicate we cannot store one more
Exactly.
USN.
Exactly. We can never store duplicate USNs. Set is the best option than tuple. Maybe if I tell you like if you want to store those USNs, but maybe you will maybe have to modify those USNs. That time what do you do? Maybe you will have to modify those USNs. What is the best option available? I did not hear. I am really sorry. My mic got my speakers got disconnected, so battery was dead. Come on. Which is the best option that time? I may modify those USNs whatever I have stored before afterwards also. I want to modify it afterwards also.
Lists.
List.
Very simple. Why? Because you know that you cannot use tuple because tuples are immutable. You cannot modify. So question is not there tuple. You cannot use set also because sets are also immutable. You cannot modify them. You cannot use set also. There is no question. Which is left next? Dictionaries I don't want to store because I told you just simple USNs I want to store. So list is the best option because lists are mutable. If you notice here, how many are immutable? See here, 2 are mutable, 2 are immutable. Which 2 are mutable? One is list is mutable and dictionaries is mutable. Tuple is immutable and set is immutable. Very important. And if you see one more thing, notice here ordered. 2 are ordered, 2 are not ordered. 2 data structures are ordered, 2 data structures are not ordered, 2 data structures are immutable, 2 data structures are mutable, 2 data structures have indexing, 2 data structures are not having indexing. Which are those 2 data structures that are not having indexing? Dictionaries and sets not having indexing. Which are those 2 data structures that are not ordered? Last one set is not ordered. Dictionary is also not ordered and first 2 are ordered. Very simple. Okay, so let me ask you one more. Let's say I want to store some information of a particular student. Some information about a student, and that information is I want to store roll number of his. I want to store his name. I want to store maybe his percentage, 10 percentage. These 3 information I want to store of a student, one student.
Dictionary.
Dictionary, very simple. Dictionary is a more better way to store it. Although you can store it in list also, you can say the first element of that list is maybe roll number, second element is his 10 marks, and third is his name. That is stored. But how will you understand which is marks from that, which is roll number, and which is his name? You will not be able to understand it. So a better way to store it is dictionary, which we studied. We saw it gave way clear idea. It gave way clear picture that we can store something like this inside this, something like this inside this. It will give a clear cut idea because of the keys. Because you can store key as name and value as his name. You can store key as percentage and value as whatever percentage he has scored. You can store key as maybe his roll number, key as roll number and value as his roll number, maybe 5 or 20, whatever it is. This gives more better way clear picture of storing. So you will be using dictionaries here. What is the biggest drawback of dictionaries? What's the disadvantage of dictionaries?
Immutable.
Dictionaries are immutable. No, dictionaries are mutable. You can
Non
modify.
mutable.
Yes. Dictionaries are mutable, not immutable. I think I am right. Dictionaries are mutable. Why dictionaries are mutable? Because if you create a key, we saw right, we created a key and a value inside our dictionary, grandfather and my grandfather name, and afterwards I was able to re-modify that key. Whatever value is present inside the key, whatever value is present inside front of the key, that value can be re-modified again afterwards also in dictionaries. So it's like mutable. Only two are mutable. We have already discussed. Two are mutable, two are immutable. Two are ordered, two are unordered. Which two are immutable is tuple and set. Finish. Game over. And these are two brothers, and there is one sister in between, and one is out of box itself. So let's say we want to store. What I can store. Let's say I want to store some random numbers. I'll generate some random number. What that random number might come, I don't know. I'm not sure. Which data structures you might use to store this? Some random numbers between 0 to 10. Come on, first.
List.
Okay, you say list. Let me give some more conditions on that. I want to store first of all random numbers. Okay. Second thing, I may not have to modify. Those values. I want those numbers to be static. Like if I generate and keep some number, then I am not going to modify any value after that. Which way do you tuple? Very simple. Why did not I use set? Why did not I use set? Come on, tell me.
There is no condition that unique should be there.
Yes, very true. Because random numbers can duplicate. You take a dice and you throw randomly. Okay, what number you get? No, even you are not sure. You can find some probability. That's it. But every time one also can come. 2 times one can come. Sometimes it might repeat also. So set is not an option. Is this clear? The whole data structure point of view of.
Yes.
We studied this guy. We did not introduce one more guy here in between, okay? Which we have learnt a lot. We have solved lots of questions on this guy. We have tried to see this guy also is immutable. You know, right? This guy is also immutable. This guy is having indexing or no?
Yes. Having.
Yes, it is having indexing. If it is indexing, it is having indexing. Is it ordered or unordered?
Ordered.
Damn simple. Nothing much difficult. It's so simple, man. And I have told you today about documentation also. What is the source from where you can learn everything? From where everyone learns. Any YouTube video, whoever is speaking anything, from where he got to know. He got to know from documentation. He has read documentation. Caution, you will not understand it the first time. That's okay. Forgive yourself for that. It's completely fine. Even I don't understand sometimes, even till now. That's okay. Don't worry. You should read it 3-4 times. Third time, if you watch movie, you will get to know something else. Right? Same concept. I think this should give a really good idea for you all. You all know by now what to store, when to store, which data structures we have all discussed. Strings we discussed lists, we discussed tuples, we discussed dictionaries, we discussed sets. All the amazing data structures that are available in Python. Why these are all available? What's the need for it? Why? Come on, we'll answer this question and we'll wind up. Because I think you all have become perfect in recognizing what to store when to use what. You already, I think you have understood. Why we need data structures? Time pass.
To store in a particular order.
Yes, to store data in particular order, in particular formats. One example I'll give you. When you prepare your food, right? That time you don't mix your rice, dal, everything inside one and prepare it. You keep separately, right? Why do you keep separately? Very simple, because when after the cook is prepared, when you want to take out also that, it will be much easier. You go to this one medical shop. All medicines are stored properly at right places. ऐसे भी कहाँ भी anywhere is not placed. You do one thing. In your room itself, you place all your books, all your files, all the important things wherever you want. You go today and change its place, change its order. Wherever you want to keep, you keep something at the down of bed, you throw somewhere at this corner, throw somewhere at that corner. Tomorrow morning, if you want to search a journal, no, it will take you 1 hour. Why you know? Because you did not maintain the order. You did not keep it properly. Searching something on the data and sorting it becomes the hell difficult if you keep it unordered. If you keep it however you want, wherever you want. But if you have a bookshelf and you go in a library, why they have created a department like EC, CS and all those kind of stuff and kept only CS books there. Think that they have kept all books jumbled. One book is mixed in EC, one CS book is mixed in Mac book has come in EC, all everywhere jumbled is there in library. Now think you go to the library and you want one book of data structure algorithm, where you will find it? You will have to search the whole library, unnecessarily you are wasting your time. Only because you kept the book at the right place, they have created some good shelves and they have given some label on it and they have kept it only at that place. Only because of that your searching is becoming faster, and that's why data structures are used. Data structures are all these kind of buckets which are available in front of you. One is integer bucket, one is character bucket, one is floating point bucket, one is list bucket, one is tuple bucket. All these buckets or dustbins that are available in front of you. Whatever data comes to you, where you want to throw, dustbins are there, put it only at the right dustbin. Don't mix your waste of liquid with solid, solid with liquid and do all kachar machar so that afterwards taking out is becoming difficult. Searching is becoming difficult. That should not be done. These all buckets are given to you. What data you want to store, put it only in that bucket. Why? Because next time you want to search a book, find out a book, it becomes very easier for you. It is for your benefit to make things more faster. Is this clear? This is the basic need of why we actually have data structures. Why do we study the data structure subject? Why do we need data structures? I think it's damn simple, right?
Yes.
Any questions you have? Usually you all will not have. But I ask every single day. Come on, like something happened in this screen. You go and this guy, come on, this is not responding. Sorry. Come on, any questions are there or else we'll wind up? Any questions? As usual, no. Thank you so much.